Hi everyone, welcome to a new Maverick Excelsior tutorial. In this video, we're going to see how to create an interactive material configurator. Here's an example. Notice how we can change the material of the center diamond to fancy pink or fancy orange, and the side stones to ruby or blue sapphire. And of course, we can also switch the metal to yellow gold, rose gold, or white gold. Here's another example. In this case, the center gem can be a diamond, an emerald, or an imperial topaz. Look how nice it looks. And once again, we can switch between white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold. This way, you can interactively explore the material combinations you like the most. Let's see how to set this up in Maverick Excelsior. As always, we start on the website, and we'll head over to the dashboard to open the editor. The editor is now loaded, and we're going to drop in a model. Here's our model. Let's make a few pose adjustments and tilt it. Now let's go to the Ambiances panel and pick one with a marble floor. We'll select the first one, and from Settings, we'll increase the marble scale a bit. Perfect. Next, we'll go to the Viewer panel. This is where we'll create our material configurator. First, let's give it a title. I'll name this one Tutorial 01. Now let's start creating groups. We'll add a group here and rename it to Round, since it'll be our center stone. Next, let's add its layer. Here, we can see the layers from our file. The Gem 01 layer is the center diamond, so we'll select it. Now, let's add materials for this layer. In this case, I'll add diamond, fancy pink diamond, and fancy orange diamond. There we go. If we click on a material, it's instantly applied to our ring. Let's continue by adding a new group. We'll add a group and rename it. This will be for the side stones, so let's name it Pair. We'll select the Gem 02 layer, end of Chapter 23. And finally, let's add some materials. First diamond, then Thai ruby, and also blue sapphire. We'll apply the ruby. Looks amazing. And blue sapphire. Let's add a new group named Metal and add the Metal 01 layer. For materials, we'll add 18-karat white gold, 18-karat yellow gold, and rose gold. Here they are. We can preview them easily in the scene by clicking on each one. Finally, let's create an interactive link, just like we did in the previous tutorial. We'll wait a few seconds, and our link is ready. Let's open it and see how our material configurator turned out. Now you can change the materials easily and mix and match them however you like. Of course, you can share this link via WhatsApp or email and play around with all the combinations. It's really simple and convenient. Now let's go back to the editor to create another one. We'll start by dropping in a new ring model. Here it is, and we'll make a quick configuration. In Pose, we'll tilt it horizontally again. And in the backplate panel, we'll change the background color to a soft cream tone. In this case, I'm not going to enable the Reflect Color option because I want the metal to show its natural color. In Settings, let's add a bit of reflection to the floor. We'll lower the weight, and now we have a glossy floor effect with our ring, which looks great. Time to head to the Viewer panel to create our material configurator. We'll give it the title Tutorial 02 and start adding groups. We'll create a new group named Gem and add the Gem 01 layer. For materials, we'll select diamond, emerald, and finally imperial topaz, which looks stunning. Click on each material to see it in the scene. Looks fantastic. Now let's create a new group for the metal. We'll add the materials we want. In this case, 950 platinum, 18 karat yellow gold, and rose gold. Let's check a few of them in the scene. The workflow summary is simple. Create groups and assign the layers that belong to each group. Here's a button to remove materials, and you can add them back at any time. Now it's time to create the interactive link. We'll click the button, and in a couple of seconds, the link is ready. Notice it's only about 1 megabyte. That's great. We'll open the viewer to see how it looks. Here's our interactive model with the material configurator. See how you can switch materials on the fly and view your combinations in real time. Let's go back to the editor for a quick tip. If you delete the group names, they'll display as generic unnamed groups. We'll do this for all groups and create a new link. Now, when we open it, we see a more minimalistic configuration without group names. You just get the material swatches with their colors, which in some cases can look more elegant. Finally, let's go back to the editor and from there to the dashboard to see the interactives we've created. Here we can see the 3 interactives we just made, along with the options to view or send them again. That's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and that you'll use it to create your own interactive material configurator links. See you in the next tutorial.